8. There's 8 people in here.
I don't know because we're spread apart.
So we're going for boat ride. Look at the Nicholas is excited. Oh my god. And lucky they make it.
It's over.
Yeah, you excited? Ah, very excited. Yes. Daddy, you getting wet, no? You're good?
A little bit, not much.
Okay, welcome aboard the Hamiltonian tour boat. I'm Captain Mark. It wasn't supposed to rain, so I don't expect it's going to last for long. The boat, of course, is operated by the Hamilton Waterfront Trust, which is a not-for-profit organization that operates everything down here on Pier 8, such as Williams Fresh Cafe, Scoops Ice Cream, and this tour boat in a trolley. For the next couple of minutes, we'll be traveling through the Harbor West Marina, which is in the last couple of years almost doubled in size. All brand new docks. Still one of the largest marinas on the west end of Lake Ontario.
Shut up, buddy. It's raining. It's okay.
Now we have some small boats here, so we're going to have to avoid them. Over on our left, we have the Royal Hamilton Yacht Club, which has been around since the 1880s. This is the center of local society for many decades. It's a major center for learning how to sail and for yacht racing. Now, what you have here, these small boats are called Optimist boats, and these will be kids as young as 12 learning how to sail.
Look at
And they
that.
can move right up to boats that are Olympic class sailboats. There are world champion sailors at Royal Hamilton Yacht Club,
Yeah,
and they race every Tuesday and Thursday night and many weekends here on the bay. Construction in front of the Royal Hamilton with a new waterfront trail that will run all along the waterfront, right from Pier 8 all the way over to join up with the existing waterfront trail at the end of the harbor.
Ooh, it's getting wet now. It's okay, it's fun, right?
To our right, these are breakwaters. That's what those metal tubes are. They're meant to break up heavy waves so they're going to crash into the boat. The bay is very big. The waves can get quite large. That's been around for over 100 years. That's their third clubhouse, built in 1960. Women weren't allowed into the club until the 1970s, and now they make up a majority of the members. Come here early in the morning to see them out rowing on the bay when it's calm. The Ada Boat Club has more awards and trophies than they have room to display. we have Pier 4 Park. This is all artificial, meaning that this is all water, previous to the park being built. The centerpiece of the park is this tugboat. That's no phony baloney tugboat. That's a real 60-foot tugboat, donated by McNeil Marine and the Rotary Club. The orange building over there dates back to the 1840s. It was actually moved here from Stewart Street. And it houses washrooms, offices, and a small sailing club, the Burlington Bay Sailing Club, where anybody can learn how to sail. Every Wednesday night on the park, at least when there's no COVID, there's a car show there. Coming up on the left, building with a gray roof. This is Macassa Bay Yacht Club. Macassa Bay Yacht Club is a working man's club. People around the club help out, keep fees low. All the members, all of the drivers of this tour boat are members of Macassa Bay Yacht Club. It's also home to the Not Abreast Dragon Boat team. Not Abreast Dragon Boat team is made up of female cancer survivors. Not Abreast, get it? They've been world champions twice in the last decade.
Hey, don't lay down, Nick. Don't lay down there. Why are you letting go there?
Over on the right, you can see sailboats. These boats are racing.
Oh.
So they're coming up to a marker there. They just went around the marker. So the boat with the black sails is winning. Sailboats are racing any weather.
Come here, Nick, Nick. Oh, bisa ka po, captain. Yeah.
So you can see it's going around the race mark. And I see sun ahead, so I think when we get to the end of the bay, maybe it'll stop raining. Maybe there'll be enough sun to dry off. It's currently in Burlington. Now, if you look far to the left, you can see a bridge. There was a wooden bridge there around 1960. Hamilton and Burlington were fighting over who should have control of Aldershot. A dump truck illegally crossed the bridge and the bridge collapsed. So Hamilton and Burlington couldn't decide who owned the bridge and so who should replace it. So the Hamilton Harbor Commission said, look, until you guys settle this, we'll put in a temporary World War II tank bridge. Needless to say, all these years later, the temporary bridge is still there. This is called Carroll's Cove, it's Carroll's Point, very popular anchoring spot. Billy Carroll owned the Hamilton Herald newspaper. To promote his newspaper, over 100 years ago, he started the Hamilton Around the Bay foot race. This is the oldest foot race in North America, 4 years older than the Boston Marathon. If you get over to the industrial end of the bay, there's lots of scrapes on the bottom where freighters have bottomed out. First time driving a boat? Me too.
Okay, go, drive.
just don't hit anything. And no donuts. There, so they set up some chairs and umbrellas and stuff. I don't think there's much of the beach left. By the way, the cemetery up there belongs to the city of Hamilton, as does LaSalle Park, which also belongs to the city of Hamilton. You might ask why. Well, the question is, why is Aldershot part of Burlington and not Hamilton? It's completely surrounded. But all right, no donuts.
No donuts. Just hold it straight, buddy. Don't want to drink too much.
Go ahead, get the wheel. So again, you can see how huge the bay is. The drainage area in the bay is over 500 square kilometers, about 45 kilometers around. As big as the bay is, at least half of it's been filled in for industry.
Good?
He's had enough time.
Okay. Let's go. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Okay, on the right there, they're learning how to sail. That's a more advanced sailboat. So there's 3 places on the bay you can learn to sail: the Royal Hamilton, the Hamilton Bay Sailing Club, and a Burlington Sailing and Boating Club over at LaSalle Park.
Look at here. So many boats here.
No extra charge for this either.
Here, next to if I do. On your right, there's quite a bit of construction going on. This is the new waterfront park. Immediately pa
to
ba
our
siya?
right is the
Kay
water
Bayfront.
pumping station where the machines are working. This is all part of the parkland. Imagine there'll be water features and so on there. I really do not know what's going on. Be a surprise. And of course, beyond that, you're going to have a whole new waterfront neighborhood. Ahead of us, you can see a red ship. That red ship is a fuel tanker. It is bringing jet fuel. Most likely, it's bringing jet fuel. So arguably, the first
Look at the ship.
in North America was a QEW. However, when they built it, it had stoplights because who knew freeways weren't supposed to have stoplights. Port of Hamilton gets over 600 ships a year. A lot of people are surprised, but one of the things we export is grain. And these two wharves. Here we have the start of our tour, Her Majesty's Canadian ship Haida. The Haida is one of 27 tribal class destroyers. It was built between 1939 and 1944. This ship was one of the most modern warships in the world when built. It was very fast. Well, it could do well over 30 knots, which is respectable for today. This was the most successful warship on the Allied side in World War II. This ship sank more enemy surface vessels than any other Allied ship. And yes, that includes any American or British ship. If this was an American ship, there'd be a $100 million museum around it. There'd be TV shows about it, postage stamps. But it's a Canadian ship, so the Canadian government was going to scrap it. Instead, 6 men who were crew members on the Haida mortgaged their homes, bought it for scrap value, and saved it. It went on display at Ontario Place for many years. And then when Ontario Place closed, local politician Sheila Copps was mostly responsible for bringing her here to Hamilton. It is now a National Historic Site, one of 2 in Hamilton, the other one being Dunbarton Castle. The big yellow thing is part of a stage. I'm not quite sure how this works. Maybe people will come by boat to watch what's going on. I do not know. I actually call that a tugboat. It's a Ranger tugboat. They call it a tugboat. Of course, it's not a. It's a pleasure boat, not a working boat. Now that boat is quite expensive. However, a lot of the boats you saw today would be less money than a used car. In fact, most of them. Many of the boats out here in the harbor today could be 25, 30, 35, 40 years old. Fiberglass lasts a long time. It doesn't cost a lot of money necessarily to build on these. About 60 feet high, it's made out of stainless steel. It represents man's relationship with the wind. It actually moves with the wind. Ironically, for a so-called steel city, the bronze figures holding onto the ropes were made in Indiana. Okay, thank you very much for coming out today. I ask you to please remain seated while I crash into the dock. And remain seated until the boat's fully tied off. I'd also like to remind you that there are different captains. There's Captain Joanne, Captain Greg, Captain Ray, and we all have our own bad jokes. So every trip is different. Thank you. Look to the left, you can see a white duck. This is a very rare thing.
Oh, wow.
This is a white duck.
Yeah.